Yeah, right. But I want to maybe more, So if you want to sit down here. Yeah.
So if you like, you can sit down here. Free.
Okay.
You want to here? Oh, sorry. Let's do like yeah.
Yes, did you tell them who we are? Or shall we introduce a short round of
I mean, a little bit.
Let's maybe
I think it would be
maybe
good.
repeat it so that we
So I can start. My name is Alexander Trennhäuser. I'm from Germany. I'm working for an organization called in Germany Mehr Demokratie, More Democracy. We are an NGO fighting for more direct democracy.
My name is Arjen Nijboer. I'm from Netherlands, Amsterdam, and I'm an activist for More Democracy Netherlands, for direct democracy.
Yeah, my name is Caroline van Nijen. I'm from Belgium, but I work in Germany for Democracy International, and we're an international NGO who support citizens' rights and more democracy.
And my name is John. I come from Hong Kong. Thank you for your help.
Hello, my name is Celeste Ling. I come from Taichung and I'm local. I live in Taichung and grew up here. I have cared about the democracy issues like sunflower democracy event and umbrella revolution. Until now, I care about the issues what is happening in Hong Kong very much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Teddy Yang and I come from Hong Kong. I'm a student in Taiwan, and I come from here and I want to thank all of you to join and listen to us, because I think Hong Kong is a very important place in all around the world, and this is my home. I think these days a lot of Hong Kong people are very scared by Hong Kong police or whatever the Hong Kong government. I want to change that, and I want to protect my family and my friends in Hong Kong. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm an elementary school teacher. Yeah. I'm come from Taichung, and I'm care about Hong Kong because I think we have a strong connection between Taiwan and Taichung, and we
Taiwan and Hong Kong.
Taiwan and Hong Kong, Taiwan and Hong Kong, and the media, the China's media is very force Taiwan and Hong Kong too. So that's why I care about that. Yeah.
My name is Emma, and I'm from Hong Kong. We moved to Taichung about like 5 years ago, before the Umbrella Revolution. And when I grew up in Hong Kong, it was under the British. It's a British colony, and we enjoy our freedom, and we can speak whatever we want to. And even though we can justice the government in front of the police, is okay at that time. But after 1997, everything has changed. Hong Kong it's a very strange city for us. That's not like what we grow up, and that's why we want to come out and we speak for Hong Kong, and we would like to fight for freedom and stand with Hong Kong.
My name is Lawrence. I come to Taichung 5 years ago with my wife and before the Umbrella Revolution. And we are not about the political issue to move here. we just find a place to rest because I have a surgery before, so I want to find a place and stay here. But after the Umbrella Revolution, we find that nowadays the Hong Kong is no longer the day we have been there. So we need to stand up and fight for our freedom, for the Hong Kong people.
你在面罩可以讲话吗？
帮我翻译一下。
他想翻译
翻译一下。
对，我叫 Hans， 然后来自台中，然后
His hands and comes from Taichung, and he is a local.
那在香港抗争爆发的时候，到过香港前线2次，然后看到香港现在的困境跟困难。
He has been to Hong Kong and have been on the front line for twice, and he has seen the struggle and what is the difficulties what Hong Kong is meeting about.
然后借由这次的对谈来实质帮助到香港跟台湾，因为香港跟台湾像是生命共同体。
He would like to join this interview to introduce what is the problem we are meeting, and he wants to spread the information to the world to help Hong Kong, because Taiwan and Hong Kong is together. We just like brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
Maybe because you told us a little bit before, but can you tell us what things are like in Hong Kong right now? So the latest developments.
First, I would like to talk about my experience in Sunflower events and Umbrella Revolution. I have attended Sunflower event, the whole event since the first day until it has ended. And I have been to Hong Kong because of the Umbrella Revolution in November 5 years ago. I like Hong Kong very much. I have been to Hong Kong for 4 times. Once is for the revolution, and the 3 times is for for visit my friends, and many of my friends they are from Hong Kong, and via the communication with them, I feel their love to their hometown just like our love to Taiwan. So I would like to help them because Hong Kong just like my second home. To this event, I have been very sorry and very sad about what is happening in Hong Kong, and I'm also very regret about I cannot go on the front line because I could be arrested in the airport. I have to keep my safety to spread more information because I think there is something that we can do even we are not in Hong Kong now, and that is why we are sitting here, and that's my feeling. Thank you.
We are in Taiwan. You mentioned that you can be arrested going to Hong Kong in the airport, but still many of you wear masks to protect your identity. So can you explain maybe a little bit why you think that's necessary?
I think I wear mask, or even we have wear the cap because some of the police can find our face and find our ID card or our ID from their network or even on the internet. So I feel that this is very important for me and for our members to protect our face or even our ID.
So actually, like me and my husband, we're not afraid to show our face in Taiwan because there's nothing to be afraid in Taiwan.
But
here.
We have family in Hong Kong.
Our family and friends are still in Hong Kong. That's why we have to protect ourselves in order to protect themselves. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Some of news said it's Taiwanese. It's from Taiwan, but when they go to Hong Kong, they catch them. Yeah, because in Facebook or Twitter have their photo, they support Hong Kong. Yeah, so that's why they are afraid to. Yeah.
To show their face.
Yeah.
And China, we have it have the website for who fight for this freedom or 支持是 support the governments and support this revolution. So our photos will be uploaded to the China's web, and when we back Hong Kong or when we cross over China, we will be catch and maybe die.
Maybe arrest.
Yeah.
Or maybe die. Yeah.
They may catch into the camp that is,
Yes.
they have the risk of the death. So I think that is the best way to protect their face. So I take out my mask because I have the risk that I may not go to Hong Kong in the future, maybe forever, but that is for my friend, and that is for the place I love. So I take out my mask. I would like to spread more information to the world, and that the world knows they are not just facing the danger, they may face everything. They may not have their future, and this is the last way they can do to have the revolution in Hong Kong. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit more about the protests now in Hong Kong and what the people are asking for, and how things have changed, because of course a protester was shot a couple of days ago. There are things changing every day, so maybe can you explain a little bit?
Actually, I'm not sure if you follow the news today, because today the chief executive announced that the anti-mask law will be executed after 12 o'clock. So it's almost like 2 hours later. So in order to pass this law didn't went through the whole legislative council. It was wasted like a couple weeks ago, and it was passed by the chief executive under the emergency regulations.
And this emergency regulation is set up at 1922. It's for the governor.
It's not for the chief executive.
It's not for the Hong Kong chief executive. That's why there's now today's lots of people going to the street and try to express their right and feeling and
showing our rights against this law, because under this anti-mask law, even though our protest is approved by the police, we still cannot wear a mask. Can you imagine the tear gas is everywhere, and we cannot, wear anything to protect us if we are the protest. So,
but the police can wear the mask,
yes.
wear their gear.
That's not fair.
Right?
And also, even my friend, he just texted me. His daughter is only 3 years old. He got kind of like a approval letter and email from the education department saying that they have to kind of like agree and obey this law to not let her go to wear a mask to protest. His girl is only 3 years old. how can the government afraid, even though a little girl, this is not only for like secondary school or for the university student, it's applied to everyone. Even though the kindergarten.
And this is the first. They want to pass the law, and I think there's many later.
You can see. So under the emergency regulation, they can stop internet, and also they can shut down all the press company. If you are against the government, I can shut it down. I can freeze your bank account, and also. The legislative election is coming on the November 24th, and seems like under this kind of situation, the people will elect who's fight for freedom. So the government, I think this is only the first step. The second step, they will postpone the election, and until I don't know when, maybe forever.
So now the chief executive, the Carrie Lam is the most powerful woman in Hong Kong. Even.
And just before we came out, we saw like protesting activities is all around Hong Kong. Yes, and we're not. We don't know what's gonna happen after travel call. It's kind of like a death call. After travel call, what's gonna happen? They may shoot us. Who knows?
So I think what everybody in this room is wondering is what can we do? What can we do when we're not in Hong Kong to help?
Even though us, we're in Taiwan, we was so struggle in like June, middle of June or end of June. What can we do in Taiwan for Hong Kong? This is our home. Our family is still over there. So what can we do? We were so depressed, but we cannot keep that momentum forever. So that's why we came out, and we try to reach the Taiwanese and also the other people in the world to see what's happening in Hong Kong and ask help from other countries. Please help us and save us.
Just let everyone know what happened now.
I just want all the world know that China is not a good country, or even their government is not a good things for everything. You can see Hong Kong. Some of the Chinese government, some people of Chinese government buy just like the boats, or just like he want to change money outside to the world. He need Hong Kong to use to doing that, because Chinese bank cannot change just like US dollar or another dollar immediately. So he must use Hong Kong to change the money or even the illegal money. So I want all the world to know that Hong Kong is a very important place, and it must not be part of China, and it must have the human rights and must have freedom, just like Taiwan. And I see the news these days, I think it's very funny, because why Hong Kong will become no freedom, no any news freedom or whatever. I just tell you, Hong Kong people is not a good things, and I will be arrested, and I will be punished, or I will be kicking off on the floor and all the blood. Why? The Hong Kong people takes our money, our citizens' money, for protect them. It's not for fight for the citizens. Why is it's not the normal things in Hong Kong. So I think I must come here and I must show all the world, and I must show the Taiwanese don't believe Chinese. It's not a good thing. Just to see Hong Kong.
It's really ridiculous that 30 years ago, up in a secondary school, people, I see on the television, there's something happened in Beijing 30 years ago.
Tiananmen.
Tiananmen, 1989, June of 4th of June. And nowadays, 30 years later, the world is forward 30 years already, and the Chinese government is still in the past. They are treating their people with their power. That's why I will feel that this is really ridiculous. 30 years, already 30 years. We are all the people using the iPhone right now. And I remember that, and I see it in the television, there's people riding a bicycle, and there's a foreign tourists and video them, and then say that please send this message to all over the world. That's what I see when I was 16, and now I'm 46. 30 years later, this thing is happening in Hong Kong right now. I just can't find the right word to say. Just like the police people say in Hong Kong. I just can't find the right word to say about this. And so I want to hope you guys just spread this message to your home country and tell the government, Chinese government is can't believe. It's not the Chinese people, it's Chinese government, the CCP. They signed the agreement with British in 1984, and now they say that this document, this sign is not valid.
Yes.
Do you believe that they signed the contract with your country? That's hope. I hope you guys can tell your government, China's government is not believable, cannot be trusted.
Yes. Yeah. Because they just break the promise, whatever they want to. Yes. And also what our Hong Konger is fighting for is not something doesn't belong to us, because under the basic law we have the right to protest, we have freedom of speech, we have all kinds of freedom. It's under the basic law, but they just took it away for no reason and make us like, oh, you're asking something doesn't belong to you. That's not true.
Now we are fighting for the freedom. Is not, we are extra things. Extra things. It's not extra things. It's all inside the basic law.
Basic human rights.
Yeah.
It's all we can enjoy under the basic law. Yeah.
And now they're taking it out and say you don't have this right, and I just don't know how can we do anything.
In these days, I can't imagine why the police use the real bullet for even the student, the Form 5 student. I can't imagine why in Taiwan or in other law country. I can't see that. Just like US, I can see that, yes, and the policeman had gun, but 就是他不会用枪去指着我们的市民。
A policeman from any of country will not point their gun against a little child.
And also, even though in a very emergency case, the police has to shoot their gun. They can shoot the hand or leg. There's no way to shoot his heart. Sorry.
And the kid's just holding a floating board and a PVC water pipe.
He's a protester, a peaceful protester.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just holding a floating board. And the government and the police directly shoot his heart.
He's only 15 years old.
18.
18 years
18
old.
years old.
Is there anybody else? Is there anybody here who has questions at this point or would like to add something?
I was in Hong Kong last weekend and just went to march, to do whatever, to just be there. And there didn't seem to be any provocation, and they began shooting tear gas. And you know, so and I've watched CNN on the TV here, and the way they report seems to be very almost pro Beijing, and I think the world oftentimes is hearing that the protesters did this or that, but what I could see was police behaving badly and protesters not behaving badly, and you know, obviously I only saw a small part, but you know, I think it is important that people know some of the different things that are going on. This new rule that this emergency law that says, you know, you can be arrested if you wear a mask. Is there any sense that enough people maybe will continue to protest and wear masks that they cannot enforce that, or what impact do you think that will have?
About the mask. As I know, every shop in Hong Kong which sells the mask has been banned, and the boss were being arrested. Yeah, so we know the news, and we also know Hong Kong government has been they started a law that Taiwanese can send the sources with what is helping to Hong Kongers. So now it's very dangerous. We still will send our sources of the masks, like the gloves or any helmets, to them, but we have to abandon the risk that the sources may be taken by the police and may be used to them. But even the things has been like this, I will still send the source that they may need, because even I send 10, maybe one will be on the protector's hand safely.
And also, like, according to the press con this afternoon, even though we got approval from the police, there's a approved march or protest. We cannot wear masks. If we wear masks and arrested by police, we can be put to jail for maximum 1 year. That's very, very ridiculous. Even though we know protest or march very peacefully. So you've been in Hong Kong like 1 week before. I'm not sure if you're going to any shopping mall. There's a lot of Hong Kongers. They gather in the shopping mall because there's very danger outside on the street. So they gather in the shopping mall and they start singing the song of Hong Kong. So you see, even though after 12 o'clock is tomorrow, even though we are staying in the shopping mall and with certain number of people, and we sing a song or we just show our slogan, with a mask, we could be arrested and put to jail. It's very ridiculous. It's like I think the government doing that is they don't want any Hong Kongers going out to say anything. They want to keep us, just stay at home and be quiet. But why we have to be quiet if we just fight for what belongs to us? Yes.
If in Germany and the United States and Australia and India and other countries, people started to protest at Chinese embassies, or say I'm not going to buy any more Qingdao beer, or things like that, would that make a difference?
That may change. That may change because I know on the world everywhere is started the activity to anti the products from China, and I have saw the result that is the economy situation of China has been worse and worse, and I think that is a peaceful way and also can achieve our purpose. It may be slow, but you can see that is effective. Yes.
For the long time.
I think that this law is very different. I think that is let our freedom to be far away, more far away. Yeah. So I think they didn't want to say something to their critics. They just say, but their act is very different. Yeah, they did the bad things. Yeah, so I think we need to separate. We need to spread. Sample, spread this message to everywhere. Yeah, that China is doing some very bad things now, and they settle the very bad law now. 对，就是很恶的法这样子。
They are pushing a law that that must press people's rights and their freedom to shut them down and make them cannot spread the voice anymore. And like the situation in Xinjiang, I since 7 years, yeah, a violence event happened in Beijing. Is about the Han people and Xinjiang people. Since then, Xinjiang people has been pressed very much, and now we can see everywhere has a camp. They prison Xinjiang people and educate them, but they are doing nothing wrong. Why they have to be educated, and they just have the different yeah, they just have the different faith and the different God, and so what is the difference? I can see they just live in China, a big province, but they have to be in what to say, what they deserve to have is different from the other Chinese. Yeah.
You said that you are in contact with the families and friends in Hong Kong. Do you know what they will do tomorrow and the next days? Do you think the protest will go on?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so.
So they will not stop.
They will not. Yeah, they won't stop.
Because this anti-mask law, there's only 2 cities in China has passed this law. One is Xinjiang, and the second one is Hong Kong.
Right now.
If we stay at home tomorrow and maybe a couple of days, who knows? Maybe next month we'll be sent to the camp and take the so-called re-education.
So there's no.
So there's no way we stay home and be quiet, because there's no second chance for us to fight for freedom.
Now I hear is they will ignore this law and still fighting. Yeah. Because this law is not a good law. Yeah, it's
And
very,
that
very
is
bad.
not meaning anything.
Yeah.
I have heard the idea is if we quit now, we give up now, our friends and the death before had happened before, they will not forgive us. Yeah. So we cannot stop until, especially this, until our fight demands achieved, especially in this so key moment, we cannot stop.
We won't.
So I heard a lot from a friend. We are not fighting for hope. We only know that if we don't fight, there won't be any hope for us. So that's why we keep fighting. But we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know how these things will be end.
If you don't mind, I would like to introduce him because of his experience in these 4 months. Could you? 就是请你分享一下你在前线的经验。
就是在前线跟警察在对峙的时候，警察会用各种的言语跟肢体去挑衅你，然后让你想要往前冲，他就有名目可以把你逮捕，或者是说他无预警的射几发催泪弹，然后才举旗，这都是违法的。他可以先举旗再射催泪弹，对他就是无预警的就过来了。
突然间冲过来就对了。
He said that the police is using the very bad skill against the protesters, and they can raise the flag before they shoot the tear gas, but they don't choose to do it. They choose to shoot the tear gas before they raise the flag, and they will do anything to let the protesters being emotional. So the protesters once they become emotional, they will have many actions against the policeman, so that the policeman has a reason to arrest the protesters.
就是警察他出来的目的就是为了要驱逐这些示威者，但他就要用极度暴力然后残忍的方式去逮捕或者是殴打或者是虐待这些示威者，这就是非常不人道的。
The policeman will use any skills or any ways and solutions to fight against the protesters, even that is not legal. They will beat them and torture them in front of the people. As we see the news and the videos, we can understand that is out of the civilization. That is uncivilized actions.
然后这些港警他们还阻挡义务救护员去救这些伤患，或者是甚至说殴打这些救护员，对，这是违反这些人道的规定或是条款的。
The policeman will stop the doctors and nurse to
first aid.
Yeah, first aid. They will stop first aid to rescue the protesters. They even shut the gate of the subway station, and to stop the first aid outside, and they can beat the people inside, even if the people even there comes death, they're still going on. And as we know that the action is out of the law and that is not illegal in international world.
就虽然我们是这些 我们这些示威者是没有受过任何的专业训练，但是对上的却是受了专业训练的香港警察，但是他们就是用那些极度残忍的手段去对付这些一般的民众。对，就是现在香港就是面对的就是这些集权，对。
我是可以讲一次吗？
好，就是有受过专业训练的香港警察。
He is saying that the protesters just as you see on the TV, they are just a child without any training. They just have the mask, the helmet, and the gloves without any training. But their enemy is the policemen, even the soldiers from Hong Kong, and they have been training before. The police will torch the protesters in any way, and in our eyes, especially in the protesters in Taiwan, we see that it's very different from Umbrella Revolution, and even is very cruel. It's more crueler than the Sunflower event.
现在香港政府制定了反蒙面法之后，只会让这些示威者的示威手段更加的升高，并没有实质的帮助到任何的社会安定。
Now the Hong Kong government has started another bad law against these protesters, and this event has been started by withdrawal extradition, but now they are using a worse law to stop this revolution. As I see, that is not helping anyone, and even
the government have put the revolution to the other level.
Yeah, they made the violence and the struggles has upgraded to another level. Okay, so his speech will be here.
I have a question, generally, the internet coverage in these types of situations plays a very important role in modern times. Do you think there might be a threat to shut down the internet signal so that less people will have accessibility to what is going on?
You are very lucky because they just shut down the internet today, since today. 就是他说那个政府以后会不会切的？连灯已经不能，连灯已经不能上。
She says just one of the forum the protester is using to connect each other was shutting down today by the government.
Yeah, already.
It can be connected by VPN, but not local broadband companies. So I'm not sure. Maybe tomorrow or maybe this week, the government will shut down the broadband. Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah.
A number of websites and other things for a long time have been blocked in Hong Kong and in China, haven't they?
I hear in the news. They just sit down. They can close it just for several minutes. Sit down.
No questions? No. So if there's no question, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So since you guys are very experienced in fighting for freedom and democracy, so is there any advice for us what we can do? Because all what we are doing is coming up from our brain, and we're not experiencing fighting for this kind of things.
Well, we are in a very different situation in Europe because we don't get tear gas fired at us and police chasing us and so on. So this is a very hard question for us too.
No one can answer this question.
Maybe I can relate to this question because actually I'm from Georgia, and in June we had some situation with Georgian government and representative of Russian Duma. And then we had a 1 month and a half non-stopped protests in front of the parliament, where actually the government used also forces against against Georgian youth. And actually 8 young people, one of them was 18-year-old girl, lost their eyes, and 2 of them got completely blinded because they abused the powers. The results, actually, this is also very emotional for me. The result was that fortunately the speaker of the government did step down, and the member of the parliament who also caused all of this did also step down from the mandate. However, the system still remained there. They just changed. But the thing is, we still try to continue. As you have mentioned, this is sometimes a momentum which cannot be carried out forever. But in this kind of times, I think you have to stay united. And you have to also, of course, call all of us to try to make even our small contributions, even, I don't know, rejecting to buy some stuff, products. I know that this might be small, but then we have to raise the voice in our own communities as well. But for you guys, you are the main force in this one, so you have to stay strong and continue, because unfortunately there is, like, this cannot be answered forcefully, of course, back. So in everything has to be in people power and spirit in united. So stay strong spiritually. I will be there, and I can also do whatever I can to help you from the outside community. However, just stay united and don't break, because if you do, then it's just, you already know it very well. There's no coming back. But it just stay together.
The other advice I would offer is that from the international community, it goes back what Paul talks about, is that we around the world see, it's like what we saw in Ukraine with Maidan and others. I mean, they see a lot of people, but it's not personalized enough. And like you guys being here tonight puts a face with what's going on. And I think that, I know it's very difficult in these environments, but I would urge each and every one of you to keep your own little personal diary, a video diary, and try to get it out. For example, you come back, you have friends come back from Hong Kong, you put it out through the internet. Personalize what's going on. Say, my name is this is what's going on, and show videos of you so people can relate to you as individuals, not just, when you hear things like 300,000 protesters, 1 million protesters, okay, it's not personal enough. And so I think that for the world to get behind you and individuals to get behind you, you should personalize it, keep those personal video diaries, and get them out over social media as much as you can.
The people of the world are behind the protesters in Hong Kong. There's no question about it. The problem is that our governments and powerful interests want to sell products to 1.3 billion people in China. And so any way that we can figure out how to hurt China economically, or hurt the companies in the US that are doing business in China, or find some economic response, I think that's what we have to do in some way. But I'll tell you, what you're doing is inspiring people all across the world.
Yes.
Also here in Taiwan, there's a Lenin Wall in Kaohsiung. There's some Chinese tore away the posters, so they filled up the tunnel even with more slogans to support you. So there is.
Because we have a slogan. If you take out one sticker, we put 100 or even 1,000 stickers on it.
Won't shut us down.
I really want to thank you for coming here tonight so numerously and talking to us and sharing this experience.
It should be us too. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we all feel that we want to help you in any way that we can, and as Tamuna said, like stay strong, and our hearts are with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And I think that is the last one. I have the message from a father. He is from Hong Kong. He want me to spread this message to everyone, and his name is Ron. We Hong Kongers will not give up. Please stand with Hong Kong, fight for freedom, and also fight for justice. The Hong Kong government ignores Hong Konger fight demands. The HK chief executive override all legislative procedures to execute anti-max law that will provoke the basic law. No more freedom of speech and freedom protest. Please help Hong Kong. We used to sing the freedom and the people right is basic and what we deserve, but now since the situation has changed very much, and now we have to stand out to protect our freedom and our speech rights. Thank you.
And I hope one day we all can take off our masks and see each other's face outside the Legislative Council of Hong Kong. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to think about
Make a picture because not everybody has a video.
protest.
We want to make a
Maybe
picture with you, put the mask on, just a picture, so it's easy for us to.
maybe organize a protest before Chinese embassy.
Yes, but for the picture, you can. If you want, it's easier, for example, for everybody to post.